Welcome to this week's edition of SKNIS Week in Review. I am your host, Kimberly Grant. This is a weekly program that highlights some of the top stories of the work of the government of St. Kitts and Nevis. Here are the top stories for March 22nd through 28th. Prince of Wales meets management of Brimstone Hill Fortress National Park and person present in 1973 when he first visited. Duchess of Cornwall treated to royal rum punch at the Hermitage Plantation Inn in Nevis. And St. Kitts and Nevis Special Olympic team returns home from Abu Dhabi with 8 gold medals. On March 21, 2019, His Excellency the Prince of Wales returned to Brimstone Hill Fortress National Park after 46 years when he first visited and unveiled a plaque in the presence of Nationals Kenneth Martin and Mrs. Dorothy Martin and Captain Errol Maynard and Mrs. Lovina Maynard, who were also present to meet him on his second visit. Mr. Maynard and Mr. Martin are former members of the Council of Management of the National Park. The Prince unveiled a plaque in the pelting rain at the Prince of Wales Batterson at the Brimstone Hill Fortress National Park to commemorate his 2019 visit and also met with the Council of Management of the park and specially invited guests. Additionally, he met Lady Rosamond Innes, whose late husband, Sir Perwin Ellsworth Innes, was governor of St. Kitts, Nevis and Anguilla from 1975 to 1980, and then following the separation of Anguilla, the governor of St. Kitts and Nevis from 1980 to 1981. Sir Perwin served for several years as the president of the Brimstone Hill National Park Society and initiated the History and Heritage Week, later History and Heritage Month. He died on March 12, 2017. School children also were in attendance to greet His Royal Highness, and a group of masquerades performed for him despite the heavy rain. The royal visit of the Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall was made even more delightful when the Duchess of Cornwall was welcomed by Richard Lupinacci and was given the royal treatment on March 21st with a rum punch at the Hermitage Plantation Inn, which is a 17th century great house in the quiet village-like setting of Gingerland, Nevis, tucked into the mountain 800 feet above sea level with unique rooms and cottages in a traditional island design and renowned restaurant famous for its home cooking.
The house, as well as the house being famous for its age, it's also famous for its rum punch. And if you are curious, we'd be very happy to make you one.
The famous rum punch is made from mountain citrus, brown sugar, and dark rum. Richie, who took Your Royal Highness on a tour of the Hermitage, is the son of Richard and Maureen Lupinacci. Richard Lupinacci is the manager, founder, and owner of the Hermitage Plantation Inn, which was purchased in 1971. Also at the Hermitage Plantation Inn to greet the Duchess was the Honorable Hazel Brandy Williams, Junior Minister of Health and Gender Affairs in Nevis, Joy Napier, St. Kitts and Nevis Delegate of Commonwealth Youth Council, former CARICOM Youth Ambassador, and Principal of the Nevis International Secondary School. School children were also on hand to greet the Duchess of Cornwall. The St. Kitts and Nevis 13-member athletic team that participated in 7 sports at the 2019 Special Olympics Games that took place in Abu Dhabi from March 14 to 21 returned to the Federation on March 23rd with 8 gold, 2 silver, and 3 bronze medals. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Sports, the Honorable Sean Richards, who traveled to Abu Dhabi to support the Special Olympics team, returned with the delegation of athletes and congratulated them for their hard work and dedication in successfully representing St. Kitts Nevis on the world stage. He said that there were over 180 countries at the Special Olympics, and for St. Kitts and Nevis to gain 8 gold medals is a great accomplishment.
St. Kitts and Nevis, I think, had one of the smallest teams at the Games in that we only had 13 athletes. However, in my view, The athletes did exceptionally well.
The Deputy Prime Minister thanked Digicel, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, Education, the government, and all other sponsors for their generous support of the team. The team was accompanied to Abu Dhabi by the Honorable Sean Richards, Chairman of the Board of Directors for the Special Olympics Team St. Kitts Nevis, Mrs. Clarice Cotton, and National Director of the Special Olympics St. Kitts Nevis, Mr. Ivor Blake. Several participants from around the Caribbean region are currently in St. Kitts attending a course workshop entitled Building Workforce Capacity to Promote Healthy Aging and Limit Non-Communicable Disease-Related Harm. This workshop is taking place at the Sir Cecil Jacob Auditorium at the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. The workshop, which runs from March 25th to 29th, is organized by the Inter-American Center for Social Security Studies in conjunction with the New York University and the St. Christopher and Nevis Social Security Board. The general objective of the workshop is to understand the differences between elderly health status and welfare in order to contribute to the social policy design and the design of health services. Senior Minister and Minister with Responsibility for Labor, the Honorable Vance Emery, said that it is extremely important to pay attention to NCDs in the Caribbean and encourage persons to eat healthy.
I do believe that we have to be very concerned in the region about the matter of NCDs. We have to look at the health of our people beginning from the very earliest age. I think often, and I had to say that some time ago when we were talking of gang warfare last week, we forget the adage of training or teaching at an early age and beginning to instill in our young people, the importance of healthy living, healthy lifestyles.
He noted that it's very difficult to break bad habits, especially the habits of unhealthy eating, hence the importance of implementing change at a very early age.
But we need to look more at how do we instill in our younger people the correct or the better way of living, a better, healthier lifestyle.
Senior Minister Emery said that the course is timely and welcomed all participants as well as the experts, noting that their task is extremely important as they will discuss matters relevant to health. Human resource managers from a number of private companies and statutory corporations in St. Kitts have a better understanding of some critical labor-related matters following a half-day session organized by the Department of Labor in St. Kitts. The session, dubbed the Human Resource Personnel Symposium, was introduced by the Policy and Labor Relations Unit and held on Friday, March 22nd at the Solid Waste Conference Room. 17 human resource representatives from private institutions such as Park Hyatt St. Kitts, Hobson Enterprise Limited, SL Hostels Limited, The Cable, the St. Kitts Marriott, Kitchen Hill, SCASPA, and others attended the symposium. The topics reviewed included protection of employment, protection of wages and minimum wage, and holiday with pay. Senior Minister and Minister of Labor, the Honorable Vance Emery, welcomed the initiative by the department as it is designed to highlight aspects of the labor laws in St. Kitts and Nevis and international labor organization standards which govern the establishment of the laws.
The symposium will present those situations that are unavoidable and to resolve those that continue to challenge our organizations from time to time. It will also provide a forum for you to establish or to improve your relationship with the Department of Labor for a more harmonious working relationship and to ensure industrial peace in the workplace, but also in St. Kitts and Nevis.
Ministers of Government, led by Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Timothy Harris, on Monday, March 25th, took a break from their important cabinet discussions to join the staff of the Ocean Terrace Inn in celebrating the 50th anniversary milestone of the boutique hotel. The four-star boutique hotel first opened its doors in St. Kitts on March 19, 1969. Following a major renovation project which commenced in 2014 at the cost of US $5 million, the hotel reopened to the public in April of 2015, completely rebranded with a focus on green energy technology. During a brief ceremony held at the hotel on Tuesday afternoon, Prime Minister Harris, on behalf of the entire cabinet, presented a plaque to the General Manager of OTI, Mr. Chris Geeta, acknowledging the historic milestone. In making the presentation, the Honorable Prime Minister stated that the gesture is a reflection of the appreciation for the 50 years of excellent service which the Ocean Terrace Inn has been providing to the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis.
We came today as a cabinet to have lunch as a symbolism and really a substance of what we should be doing, that is commending the excellence of all entities in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. And we do believe that this is a significant milestone, 50 years in the tourism and hospitality industry. 50 years represent a very long period of service. It means throughout all the ups and downs of our socioeconomic life, OTI has been like a bulwark, standing firm with the government and people of St. Kitts and Nevis.
The four-star Ocean Terrace Inn is considered the oldest boutique hotel in St. Kitts and Nevis. Ms. Avril Gums, an educator of over 30 years, has been named the 2019 National Bank International Woman of the Year recipient in education as a part of the bank's commemoration of Women's History Month celebrated annually in March. Executive Marketing Manager of the St. Kitts Nevis and Anguilla National Bank, Anthony Morton, said that the bank is pleased to recognize a lady who has dedicated herself selflessly to service over the years. He said that the bank has chosen to recognize 4 women in the Federation in the month of March who have made meaningful and invaluable contributions in the areas of law enforcement, health, social development, and education.
Today I stand with immense pride as we honor one of our fellow colleagues who has given outstanding service to this nation. Ms. Avril Gums, reading teacher at the St. Paul's Primary School, has been selected as the teacher to receive this prestigious award.
He said that she worked in the field of education for well over 30 years and has come to epitomize the values and attitudes that the Ministry of Education expects of its educators. Ms. Gums was awarded with a $500 National Bank Visa card. Officials from the St. Kitts and Nevis Bureau of Standards has assured residents of the Twin Island Federation that they will continue to be active in carrying out their mandate as the main government agency responsible for standards, metrology, and the conformity assessment services. Several staff members appeared on Wednesday, March 27th edition of the radio and television program Working for You to share more about the agency and how they serve the public. Information about its national multipurpose laboratory in which it provides services in chemistry, metrology, verification of scale, balances and fuel pumps, and microbiology was discussed. Science and Research Manager Dr. Marcus Natter noted that the Bureau is accessible to all residents, not just government agencies. Its primary focus is protecting the environment, health, and safety of consumers.
We just want the general public to know that you can rest assured that there's a big watchdog. We work out of a small building in Lagreed, but it's a big watchdog that is really looking at your best interests in terms of your health, the environment, and ensuring that, you know, all of us, because all of us are consumers, that we lead a good quality of life here in St. Kitts and Nevis.
Persons with questions are encouraged to visit the offices at La Greek. However, Dr. Natter said that the public outreach is welcome. Thank you for joining us on this week's episode. See you next time.